Go over an interesting topic. We're gonna go over the worst modern decks. We can go over the worst modern decks in history, and to find out, see what's at the very bottom. It could be any type of modern deck, and my first choice would be, if anyone can recognize it by the card, Mono Green Stompy. Budget Mono Green Stompy. This was like some entry point into modern in a way. Like it was like a super budget deck, 50 bucks. But it, you know what? I played this deck quite a few times myself and found that I could barely get a 3-2 in a league. If you went 3-2 in a league, that might as well be like a 5-0. Going 2-3 was a struggle, but like you could sort of do that. So if you are really comfortable with losing, yeah, you could go play with like Mono Green Stompy. That would work. What else was in this deck? There was like Avatar of the Resolute. There was Experiment 1. Can't remember what it was else in this in this deck. There were some 3-drops, but like overall, oh, there was Rancor. You know, try to push through damage. That card was deadly sometimes, even against me. Funny enough, as a Merfolk player, I did not do very well versus Mono Green Stompy. It was a bit of a struggle, but generally speaking, every other deck could just steamroll the damn thing. It was too slow. It was too clunky. The interaction was bad. I mean, it had Dismember for removal. It had Dismember. If it was affordable at the time. Sometimes Dismember would be very expensive. Sometimes Dismember would be very cheap. Are we talking about just bad modern decks or decks that are bad for the format overall? I'm talking about bad modern decks. Like, they lose. These things, they were never really that good. But they were decks! They were there! They were absolutely there. Alright, so, and then we're going to put them on a list, and then we're going to vote on them. Alright, so I've already put Mono Green Stompy as a candidate on this list. Erwin Lopez, black-white tokens. And maybe that was very encouraged. Okay, so let's put Lingering Souls. It was basically an attrition-based deck, and it was encouraged by the Challenger deck. It was like the only deck, I think, Wizards of the Coast packaged as like a pre-constructed modern deck that you can just pick up and play, and it had some good staples in there. It had what's it called, Inquisition of Kozilek, and it really just played it really just played like a Jund deck, but it was tokens. Maybe I can find the, let's see if I can find the, what's it called? Modern tokens, pre-constructed deck. Trying to find the Wizards product. Modern event deck. 60 card deck plus 15 card sideboard. Is this what I'm looking at? March of the Multitudes on this. Is this? I think this is it. Maybe not. Hold on. It does have the Inquisition of Kozilek. How old is this? This looks new. But maybe it's not. I can't tell the year here. What time is this? Where have I gone back in time? I guess this is it. You got yourself an Elspeth Knight Errant, a Soul Warden, a Tide Hollow Sculler, some Kozilek, some Lingering Soul, Spectral Procession, Path Exile, Raise the Alarm, Zealous Persecution. But people try to make it work. People definitely try to make this thing work. What is the qualification of the worst deck? Like worst to face or can't compete? Can't compete. We're working on that today. We're working on a can't compete list. Did it have Path to Exile? Or I don't know what that PoE means. Yeah, it was a modern event deck. Alright, so yeah, we can definitely put black-white tokens on this list. If this is currently Taking Turns is really bad right now. Fairies, Mono-White Prison. Oh god, you're listing all the great ones. Mono-White Prison, Field, Post, Restore, Balance. Okay, let's start. I like that one. What do you mean by... Oh, you mean Mono White Prison by the Enduring Ideal deck? Okay, so Enduring Ideal. You remind me that maybe I should put in, what's it called? Not Soul Sisters. What's the other Mono White deck? So we have this Enduring Ideal deck. Switch your library for an enchantment card put onto the battle, put into play. Was it Mono White, though? Whenever I play against this, I feel like I'm up against Boros. I feel like I'm up against Boros enchantments, because I swear they played Blood Moon. Or at least the versions I played. Enduring Ideal. It's totally fine, though. We can definitely put Enduring Ideal. Treasure Hunt? I mean, was that really ever a modern deck? I tried it once, but it was just terrible. Martyr proc. This was a deck that sorta did something, but not really. I mean, it was like a good meta deck, but it... Oh, sorry, no, Martyr... That's the deck name. Martyr of something. Martyr of Sands. So the deck was mostly based around this. Martyr of Sands, 1 white, pay a mana, reveal white cards from your hand, reveal X white cards from your hand, sacrifice Martyr of Sands, and you gain 3 times that much white. And then the other Proclamation of Rebirth was the other half of this combo, if you can call it a combo. Return up to 3 target creature cards with converted mana cost 1 or less from your graveyard to play. And then, so basically you just keep, ideally trying to recycle this thing. You could also forecast, reveal Proclamation of Rebirth from your hand, return target creature card with converted mana cost 1 or less from your graveyard to play. So that you can, ideally do this infinite times, gain a lot of mana, sorry, not gain a lot of life. But, like, the thing is, well, I mean, there's a lot of problems with this deck. It's, like, really good if the meta is right for it, but sometimes you can just race it. I really actually don't know what the problems with this thing. Is it just too clunky? Some pieces just might be too clunky. If you're a Martyr player, you could let us know what failed in the Martyr of Sands deck. All right, so we're definitely gonna put Martyr proc. Had its moment. Not gonna die. Had its moment here and there. Blue-black rogue. What is that? Was there ever a rogue list in Modern? Modern rogues? Blue-black rogues. Theme. Average price. Or was it most... First place 5-0 in a league not too long ago? Oh, I think Aspiring Spike made this popular. He did some stuff with this deck. Okay, we'll put this on the list, and then if anyone... it looks like it had success for a time, and then disappeared. Like you see, oh, actually it had... It really jumped. Soul Strong, what is this? A Magic the Gathering only? Is this Pioneer or Modern? It's Modern. It doesn't look that bad for a rogue deck, honestly. I don't think it looks that bad. I don't know if I can put it on this list. Eggs? Eggs was so good it got banned. Unless we want to say post-banning eggs. Post-ban eggs. I'm willing to be really loose with what kind of decks we have on here. Okay, how about that? We have post-ban ad nauseum for the people that post-ban ad nauseum. How did they try to make ad nauseum after ad nauseum lost like a huge card in Simian Spirit Guide, so it had to change its win condition completely. So it had to focus on only Thassa's Oracle. What else was the problem with ad nauseum? Was there something else that also got banned? I can't remember. I mean, it was a totally fine deck while it was legal. Like while it had all its pieces in there. It got destroyed because Lurrus got banned. That makes no sense to me. Thrastatron? Never heard of it. Battle of... Okay. Battle of Wits. I'm totally fine with that. Let's look up Battle of Wits. I have ran into this deck in Modern, like, a good chunk of times. Enough to say that, you know, some people play this thing. Oh! So, with the 69-69 quad-sleeved Battle of Wits. Quad-sleeved Battle of Wits. Got it. We're just gonna make post-ban everything. Ooh, banned eldrazi. Was it that bad? It was... Well, let's say it did get replaced. Okay, we could put banned eldrazi on here. So there was a time banned eldrazi was like really strong, but it was very short-lived. Or no, it wasn't. Hold on. It was monocolor. You know what? I'm gonna replace this with colorless eldrazi. I think colorless eldrazi was very hot, and then it immediately got replaced by banned eldrazi. And then after that, eventually Eldrazi-tron was discovered, and it completely replaced all of them. Then we just don't have any of them. Ghostbeard, elves! Oh man, Lumberjack is not going to hear that. But elves is really suffering. Badly suffering in Modern these days. Or just in general. It's won a Grand Prix. You know what? To be fair, just in case anyone gets offended, we'll put Merfolk. We'll put Merfolk. So let's look at an elf. Land of War elf. To be fair, elves has won a Grand Prix, but it has always... It's always struggled. It's like a meta deck. I would say you'd also have to be very, very good with this deck. You got to be very tight with this deck if you're going to win with it. So it has the potential. It has the potential, but in the hands of, you know, your average player, it just falls apart. It's a pile of creatures. So you have to play this one very, very well. Scred Red also won a GP. That is true. Also, I think it was just very, very unpopular. Mono Black... Was that ever a Modern deck? Did anyone ever try to pull off Mono Black Devotion? I don't think so. The Rack? Okay. The Rack is one. The Rack... Let's get the Rack. The Rack. Also a deck that was brought to life by Tom Ross. But in the hands of everyone else, it's just absolute nonsense. Really has not been going anywhere very fast. Some people have tried to innovate recently, thanks to... And I think if there's ever a deck that is a candidate to come way back out of nowhere, thanks to Modern Horizons 2, I think it's the Rack deck. Because of Urza Saga. Urza Saga's extra copies of the Rack. And I think there should be more room to innovate this deck than ever before. So, expect the Rack to come back. But historically, this has just been absolute garbage. Cheerios? Oh, that is a great one. That even when before... Oh, it's not even Cheerios. Okay, hold on. Let's look. SRAM. Now that is a total deserving on this list. This deck was terrible. Even when they had all their pieces, even when with Mox Opal was legal, it completely depended on this creature living. And if this creature did not survive, the deck did nothing. It was absolute garbage. It just played a bunch of the... What was it? Bonesaw? I can't even name all these cards because I don't even remember. It just played... The whole idea is to... you throw down something like SRAM or Pure Steel Paladin. Do we have enough mods over there? Okay, hold on. So let's get Pure Steel Paladin. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. Same thing with SRAM. Whenever you cast an equipment, you draw a card. And that's where you play the Bone Saws and a bunch of these 0 mana equipments. You don't try to win with the equipments. You just draw your entire deck until you can Grape Shot your opponent with Storm. Very lame. Very lame. But very super Glass Cannon. Cheerios. Definitely makes this list. Easy. Rakdos 8-rack with Urza Saga and Monkey is good. I believe it. But I gotta see it. Elves don't have a win con. Bro, I got attacked for 24 turn last 3 tournaments. They have win cons. They have a ton of win cons. So the whole thing is setting up... The thing with elves is setting up your thing without A, your opponent comboing off before they do. Or... what do I want to put up? It's too early in the morning. We need more coffee. I don't want to say they get wiped out by removal, because I think they can come back from removal, but basically the removal tempos them out. Will there be a poll in the end? Of course there will be a poll. What would Coffee and MTG be without you guys voting on what the actual worst decks are? Boggles! Slippery Bogle. So the main... I've played this deck quite a few times. The sole problem with this deck is it is a, at best, and nothing better than this, it is an at best turn 4 deck. You put on your auras, like that is basically a best case scenario. And usually you're winning by turn 5 or turn 6 because your opponent is interacting with you in some way. So there is a few problems. First, someone could race you. That's a problem. Second, you're gonna mulligan a lot and sometimes mulligan to Oblivion because if you don't have a Slippery Bogle or was it Glistener? Not Glistener Elf. Glade Cover Scout. Glade Cover Scout. If you don't have one of these cards in your hand, or what is it called? The Core Spirit Dancer. You're toast. You're absolutely toast. You have to keep mulliganing, and sometimes you just mulligan to Oblivion, and then you're basically dead. And now it's worse than ever. Just to be fair, this deck has won World Championships. Just to be fair, it's like one of those meta decks that, you know, if no one's prepared for it, it will destroy everyone. But it's not even that great versus Jund, because between Liliana the Veil and Inquisition of Kozilek and Thoughtseize tearing apart, like again, if you're on the draw and you've got just one of these in your hand and you get hit by hand disruption, you're a goner. You're in a lot of trouble. So the deal is, it's pretty slow, and now people have so much interaction. It used to be just Chalice of the Void, but now people are bringing in like pretty regularly engineered explosives, and we've got what's it called? We have Force of Negation. We got a lot of tools against this deck now. We have tons of tools. 8 whack. Ooh, that's Glass Cannon. Okay, so hold on. What is the main? Goblin Bush Whacker. Okay, so we're gonna put Bogle. Hold on, we have to put Boggles on the list, and 8 whack. Characterized by... Oh, what's the other Goblin Bush? I don't remember the other one. Whatever. Hold on. Aztec Guy says, I built Boggles once. I played at F&M. Every opponent had a spell skite in their board. It was depressing. Yes! That's why you're supposed to bring in those Path to Exiles from the sideboard. I learned that the hard way myself. Was Delver ever good in Modern? When Treasure Cruise was legal, and then when Treasure Cruise got banned, then it just disappeared. It's like it didn't exist anymore. And then Death Shadow became popular, and they were like, oh, maybe we can put Delver in this deck. And they tried, and then they're like, okay, this is just bad in here. We're gonna take it out. Okay, so we've got Goblin Bushwhack. Yeah, 8 whack historically was just a terrible deck. Storm. Okay, so we're gonna have to put some clause on this. It's got to be like 2018 plus, maybe, or is it 2019? There was a point. Storm. Here, let's let go. I don't know. Grape Shot. There was a time Storm was one of the best decks in Modern. like in the earlier days, 2013, 2014, 2015, and slowly they printed the hate cards. Slowly they seeped into the format. What are all the hate cards that they printed for this deck? What are all the... Okay, yeah, 2019 Gift Storm. Can we name... I know there was Dampening Sphere. Dampening Sphere was it Dampening? Or, oh, sorry, it was Damping Sphere. Keep forgetting it's Damping. It's a weird name. Flusterstorm. What else was there? There was Flusterstorm, Weather the Storm, which I don't think is that great, but it's, I mean, it's something. Deafening Silence. When did that come out? Oh, that's a new one. Yeah, that sucks. Did they print Defense Grid? How old is this? Came out Kaladesh Inventions. Oh, this was always there, but it wasn't that popular. I don't think that Surgical is that big of a deal. Arrest of... Oh, Archon of Emeria is one. I mean, I'm just talking about, like, the newer Storm Hate that put it in its graveyard. Rest in Peace was always a card. But anyway, so you get the idea. Like, the Storm was very, very good historically and modern, but it was like in the later years, it got murdered by just a slow accumulation of hate cards that was printed into the format. And as it is, just couldn't recover. Just couldn't recover. Okay, what do we have? Taking turn. Okay, we'll go with taking turns. I think taking turn. It's. Oh, let's see the Time Warp. I have a feeling taking turns is better than it looks. It's just very few people pilot it. I'll by results we'll put it on taking turns. But I get a sense like there's something more to this deck than it looks like. It's just not well played. And you also mentioned where is the other one? Oh, I missed it. It's gone. What about Urza? Ooh, that's one, yeah. Let's get Urza on here. Lord Higher Artificer. This deck actually was brought to life through Oko, Thief of Crowns. Then it became like a super powerhouse. But yeah, there was always a Urza deck in the format, and it just was a janky combo deck, basically. You don't interact with any piece? Alright, you die. If you do, okay, they die. The Zombie Infestation deck. Alright, that's a pretty bad. That's Super Glass Cannon. That's worse than Boggles. It's absolutely worse than Boggles. Hollow One? I only play Hollow One in Modern because I can't afford LEDs. Okay, so hold on. Let's put Zombie Infestation. And then we'll look at Hollow One. Yeah, Hollow One is pretty unplayable now. Ever since the banning of Faithless Looting. Just couldn't make a comeback. You can see it in the price reflected in Hour of Devastation. You know, just in case someone's going to give me, like, crap in the comment section, hey, Merfolk's on this list, and I still play it. So just because it's, like, a bad deck in meta percentage-wise doesn't mean you can't play or can't have success with the deck these days. Hollow Vine? Okay, how about we put... We'll just put Hollow One decks. Hollow One. We'll consider any deck with Hollow One a Hollow One deck. What's the best anti-meta deck right now? That's an interesting question, if there is anyone. What's the best anti-meta deck right now? In Modern? I don't know if there is one at the moment. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe Prisontron. Maybe Prisontron, actually. Maybe I think this won a tournament in Poland by a very proficient grinder. Don't let Fluffy Wolf hear me, but prison decks. Well, that's the thing. These might be just grossly underrepresented, but not necessarily too bad. This Prisontron deck people might be sleeping on that one. Shared Fate? I've never heard of this deck. I don't know. Can we put the... I've never heard of it. If a player would draw a card, that player removes the top card of their opponent's library from the game face down instead. Like, I've never heard of this deck. I've been playing Modern for a long time, and I have never heard of this deck in Modern. People sleep on Black Red Undying, that's for sure. People fell off prison when Prismatic Ending came out. We already have the rack in here. Could Death and Taxes be playable at the current meta? Yes, absolutely. But it's got to be like more of an ephemerate deck, in my opinion. Is Yawgmoth still good, or has it had its day in the spotlight? No, it's still good. Death and Taxes belongs on the list. All right, Death and Taxes. Death and Taxes is on the list. Oh, by the way, Erwin, thank you very much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Oh, Neo Brand, that's a great one to put on here. Or I should put Neoform, really. This deck was super hot, and it still had a lot of presence, even when Force of Negation was printed. But eventually they were like, okay, we can't really beat Force of Negation, F this, we're not playing this thing anymore. And it did get hit with a banning. They banned Simian Spirit Guide, which made their win condition more awkward, but it wasn't that big of a deal, and it was still playable. Oh, and Chris Ross, thank you so much for your $2. Or sorry, €2. €2. The Heartless Summoning list? Was there really a Heartless There was like a Heartless Summoning deck for like, I don't know, a week. I don't want to count that. Manaless Dredge. Okay, hold on. What am I doing that for? What's a key card in Manaless Dredge? I can't think of any one of their cards. No, hold on. The Spy. Balustrade Spy. There we go. Figured it out. I figured it out. So you dump your deck with Balustrade Spy. Then they have this artifact that they recur from the graveyard, and that helps trigger all their Vengevines or something. Something like that. Fairgrounds Patrol? What's this? Fairgrounds Patrol. Exile Fairgrounds Patrol from your graveyard. Create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. This was a deck? I'm definitely not going to put it on here. Did I put Manaless Dredge here? Manaless Dredge. Yeah, Niv to Light. Alright, we'll put Niv to Light. That was... It's a deck, but it's like, it's one of those decks that's pretty chunky, so it sits at those bottom tiers. Look, let's get Niv Mizzet. Niv Mizzet something. Reborn. The Reborn Niv Mizzet. Oh, did I have the wrong deck? What is Manaless Dredge in Modern? What's the key card of Manaless Dredge in Modern? Hold on. Manaless Dredge Modern. I might be thinking of the wrong one. Hello, everyone. Is this Manaless Dredge? Did I even ever heard of this deck? This just looks like Hollow Vine. It is manaless, I guess. I don't know this deck. It's like dead before I knew it. Manaless Dredge isn't a deck in Modern. There we go. Thank you. That's the solution I needed to hear. Okay, I'm going to put Oops All Spells then here. You can vote it off later if you don't like it. Mill is doing very well right now. I mean, historically, Mill is doing better now than ever before. Look, it has a whole 1% here. It actually was as high as, it was in the top 8 for quite a few months. I'm not going to put Mill in there. Blue-black Fairies. I like that one. Look, Spell, Stutter, Sprite. No, we gotta put Bitter Blossom. That's the key card, right? That's the key Fae. So there's Spell, Stutter, Sprite, and Bitter Blossom. Fairy players are gonna hate me for this. These are all the only fairies. And Bitter Blossom, I've gone over this a million times. This is one of the worst cards ever. And it is one of the most expensive worst. That's got to be a Coffee and MTG show. The most expensive worst cards in Magic the Gathering. Look how that are not on the reserve list, by the way. This is terrible. This is a $51 card, a $48 card, a $77 card, $35, $37. It sees no play. It sees no play at all. It is so bad. This card literally just kills you and barely puts up like a defense. Just absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Okay, so we're definitely going to put blue-black fairies on here. Again, yes, it's one Grand Prix. But overall, in the hands of mere mortals, not that great. Sadly, worst deck are tribal decks. Yeah, well, there's a lot of tribal decks on this list. Here we got Merfolk, Elves. But there's a lot of non-tribal decks as well. Yeah, we got Merfolk on there. Why can't they just print a new Bitter Blossom without the life loss? And it would still be bad. I think it would still be pretty bad. If you made them 1/2 fairies, it'd probably be fine. It would probably be fine. Alright, what else do we have here? Devoted Druid. What? I don't know if was Kiki Fae ever really a thing? I don't think it was ever really a thing, but Devoted Druid was. And boy, am I happy this deck sucks now. I hate this Devoted Druid Vizier of Remedies nonsense. This deck just built around this stupid combo. I hate it. So anyway. Devoted Druid. I'm so happy this deck is unplayable now. For whatever reason. What is the why does this deck see no play anymore? Oh man, we're gonna start busting out slivers. Okay, we don't even have to look up anything. Yeah, slivers. People have tried. We might as well just replace this with just a bunch of tribal decks in the end. Boomer Jund is coming back. It actually has some like if you look up the latest Boomer Jund list, like let's look up a Jund list. It's gonna be Boomer Jund. Where's Jund? Here's Jund at 1.6%. It's gonna be Boomer. You've got Liliana the Veil. Like it's a chunky. You still have some Ragavan stuff here, but you have Seasoned Pyromancer, Fury. You got some of the chunkier aspects of Jund. Riveteer's Charm. They're like, well, we don't have Lurrus anymore, so we don't have to be mana efficient anymore. Boomer Jund made like 16th place in, I think, the DreamHack event. And inspired people to do more of that stuff. Humans and Spirits. Okay, Humans. Spirits. Okay, I think we have a good list. We gotta start voting. Or it's gonna take forever today. Alright, so you know how this works. It's the best screenshot for me. Oh, I need to make an adapted hold on. So we get Reddit here. No, this is no good. Trying to find a good screenshot to also put How about this one? Nope, that don't work. This one? This one? Nope. This one? Oh, maybe this one will work. Sort of. And I can pop the chat out. It's complicated. It's complicated, people. It's complicated. Streaming is tough. Hold on, so maybe can I do this? No, that don't work. That will work. Okay, where's our list? Oh, we have our list here anyway. We have to have the list present. Okay, forget it. We go back to this. I'll put this here. Beautiful. No, this doesn't work. It has to be like this. Okay, whatever. Streaming is complicated. Okay, what are we voting on first? Okay, so it will be, so you know the deal now. We're voting things off the ship. Okay, what? So how do I word this? What is not the worst? What is not the worst? That's a pretty bad way of framing it, but whatever. So we'll put mono green stompy. We'll put enduring ideal. We'll put post ban eggs. And we'll put, I don't know, Wurza. Go for it. The least worst of. What is less bad? I like that one. We're gonna go with that one from now on. What is less bad? I still have black-white tokens on it. A lot of people. Yeah. I'm inducing seizures here. Quad sleeve Battle of Wits. Yes, quad sleeve Battle of Wits is on the list here. I don't think you should show the results. Some people use the live results to alter their vote. I don't care. Okay, it looks like mono green stuff. Wow, you're gonna get rid of that is a terrible deck. That is historically just a terrible deck. You think Enduring Ideal is better than mono green Stompy? People disgust me. Just voting my thing off. I was hoping to see that in the top 8. Or sorry, the top 10. We'll be voting down to 10 on this. This is not a Power 9 discussion. Alright, 1 minute is done. Mono Green Stompy is voted off the island. Goodbye, Mono Green Stompy. Alright, next. Quad-sleeved Battle of Wits. What is it? What is less bad? What is less bad? There we go. I like that one. Quad sleeve Battle of Wits versus Merfolk versus Zombie Infestation versus Slivers. Go for it. Joel with the super chat. Battle of Wits has never been about being competitive. It's about flexing. Seriously, I hate you if you play Battle of Wits in real life. Yeah, trying to shuffle their deck. You're just like, I'm not even going to try it. Just make sure they're not doing anything funny. I mean, yeah, I think the one deck that would get away with mana weaving the best would be a Battle of Wits player. They would definitely get away with it because no one would want to shuffle it sufficiently. Gotta vote Merfolk to keep our streamer happy. Oh yeah, this is a biased crowd, big time. Super biased. Who put Merfolk on the list? Well, someone suggested it, and like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, we're under 1%. Maybe that could have been a clause. Like, any deck that was under 1% could be on this list. What is less bad? Trademarked. What is less bad? I always call my judge to deck check the Battle of Wits players. Yeah, can you deck check that deck to make sure it's legal? Alright, Merfolk is voted off the island. Thank God. Some justice in this world. Where did Merfolk go? Oh my God, we have too many we have too many options. Alright, next we've got maybe to speed it up, we're gonna keep the two, like we're gonna keep the top 2 until we get to, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at Cheerios. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we have too many. So the top 2 get voted off. And then the bottom 2 will stay. All right, so we're gonna have humans, spirits. Right now we'll put Niv to light. So you're voting off several of them at once. Zombie infestation, and then we'll go back to one. Let's put which 2? So you vote 1, but we're voting off 2. And then we'll put 2019 Gift Storm. Just to pay tribute to the Storm players of the past. Oh yeah, where's Palpatine? Where's Palpatine? Hold on, I have Palpatine somewhere. I'm gonna find him. See, he's in, hold on. Does this work? This is a bit too wide. There we go. This works. We got Palpatine back. We need the ruler of democracy. Oh, sponsors. Excellent. Okay, while you guys vote on these things, yeah, we're gonna thank our we gotta thank our sponsors, starting with FusionGamingOnline.com. Giant summer sale right now, up to 50% off all Magic product, mostly sealed product, which can only be shipped within Canada. But don't forget, you can get all of their singles, and they've got singles for Commander, Pauper, Modern, more. They've got it all. They've got it, and if they don't have it, you just get on the wish list, and they'll let you know when it's back in stock, and it won't be too long. You can support the channel also by using coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online, and your ability to play any format, any deck, anytime you want. You want to play Commander? You want to play Pauper? I just played Pauper recently. It wasn't too hard. At their basically at their base rate subscription service, you can rent out any Pauper deck you want. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_9Y6. Where are we here? Where's all my stuff? Where's the chat? Did the chat disappear? Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, humans got, humans and Niv to Light get voted. Whoa, no, there's a tie at Niv to Light and Gift Storm. We gotta wait for this tie to be broken by 1%. If you haven't voted yet, vote on either Niv to Light or Gift Storm. Put Merfolk back on. No, it got voted off. It's gone. I can see you guys. There are so many decks, we should do this again. Okay, Gift Storm just got a bunch of votes. Okay, so Zombie Infestation and so humans and Gift Storm get voted off. So all you Storm players, you're not the worst. And humans gets voted off. Okay, next we'll have Devoted Druid. We'll put Blue-Black Fairies. Colorless Eldrazi. Not Tron. And the Rack. Mashi man says, I'm still playing Storm since it's cheap and fun. Wow. It's fun for some people, not for everyone. Storm players are the best players. They get to have you watch them play Magic. Jesse, what needs to happen for tribal decks to be meta again? They need good cards. Honestly, like, they need really good beefy upgrades. They need to give them push. Like, they didn't give many pushed cards to the Elves players, to the Slivers players. Like, Slivers could use Crystalline Sliver. Merfolk could use True Name Nemesis, but what they can do is they can print cards that would only be good in those decks. Like we thought that possibly that they could make something like, you know, they would reprint True Name Nemesis, but only for Merfolk. Like, you have to reveal a Merfolk card in addition to casting the card, which means, like, a random Stoneblade deck can't use it. Like, they need to make... They're printing pushed cards for every other deck, every other archetype, but they're not printing them for like, the meta decks. Sorry, for the, for tribal decks. I pray for the day Fairies gets viable support. Okay, we're at 1 minute. So, the Rack and Colorless Eldrazi get booted off. Alright. The Rack and Colorless Eldrazi. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, we can have Martyr Proc. How did we not put Soul Sisters on here? Black-white tokens. Cheerios. Versus Boggles. Go at it. Oops. Remember, you're voting on the two least worst. Print Cloud of Fairies for Modern. Elementals is technically a tribal deck. I would count it as a tribal deck. They need our Bitter Blossom that when it enters the battlefield, name a creature type, create a 1/1 during your upkeep, and lose 1 life. You know it would help immensely if Bitter Blossom, when it entered the battlefield, it created a token. That would help so much. So if they made our Bitter Blossom like that, and I don't know if they're willing to make that design, it's so weird that there's this one card that's like, it's like 30, it's between $30 and $70. Or $35 and $70 in Bitter Blossom, and do they want to up-show that card? All 4 of these are horrible. Oh, and as we get down to the crunch, it's interesting how you guys vote when things get really bad. Oh, so, like, it's not a competition. Boggles is getting voted off the island here for... You don't want to be on Worst Modern Deck Island. I'm telling you, you don't want to be on Worst Modern Deck Island. And it looks like Black-White Tokens is also going to get voted off. Okay. Black-White Tokens and... And... What else was it? What was the other deck? Oh man, I forgot already. Oh, Boggles. Okay, Boggles. Congratulations, Boggles. You have escaped. You have escaped worst modern deck island. Alright. Next, we'll put post-ban eggs versus 8-whack versus taking turns versus zombie infestation. Go. Alchemy Bitter Blossom. Make a 2/2 when it enters the battlefield, entering your upkeep, gain 2 life. Ooh, that is very interesting design. That would be very interesting design. Only vote off 2 if they both have higher than 30 or 35%, otherwise 14 isn't enough. You know what? This isn't a very scientific... I agree, Hebby, but this isn't a very scientific vote anyway. Because we got to get through these, otherwise I'll be doing this all day. We need a system to get through the numbers. Why is Cheerios on here? Isn't that literally the same as Affinity decks? Nope. It's not. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When that was a thing. It's the SRAM deck, the SRAM Pure Steel Paladin deck. It's terrible. I think we should only count votes if the person is left-handed. What? I don't know what that means. Yeah, the Boggles was the one that got voted out. All right, 8 whack and taking turns. Taking turns, you're off the island. Oh, also 8 whack. Convenient, you guys were right next to each other. Okay, are we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17? Okay, we'll still chop them down for a little while. So we've got, next we'll put Slivers versus Death and Taxes versus Wurza versus Elves. This might be a biased community, so I have a feeling Elves is gonna survive. Just have a feeling, you know? Just have a strange feeling. I think we should only count votes for which Nikachu agrees. Yes. Hollow One has never been on. It will be on eventually. Did I never choose Hollow One? Well, hey, everyone's gonna have their time. But thanks for the observation. That would be a sneaky way for me to get certain things to exist in the end. Man, the words are not flowing today. I need more coffee. Elves for life, says Francois. Again, as a Hollow One player, I hope it stays on the list. Wait, what do we have so far? It looks like it's a race between Wurza and Slivers. Wurza out in front right now. Good morning, Torborg. Modern Elves needs Allosaurus Shepherd. That would probably help by a lot. It would help by a lot. What if Bitter Blossom was a creature instead of an enchantment with Flash? Wouldn't that be better for you, since you can just push it if you need to preserve life? I don't think it would be better, because then it would just be killed, and if it's a creature, it needs to have an ETB. Like ETB put a fairy in play, and that might be good. Imagine they make a 2-mana 2/2 fairy, ETB put a 1/1 fairy in play, and maybe you lose a life. That would be good. I think that would be a pretty good card. That's a 2-for-1 right there. And you still lost life, but you put 2 threats on the battlefield. You basically put 3 power in play for 2 mana. I don't know, maybe it's not that good, but I think it's okay. Okay, Wurza and Death and Taxes get saved by very thin margins. Alright, next we'll put Hollow One. Hollow One versus Spirits versus post-ban ad nauseum versus Martyr Proc. Bitter Blossom Fairies need lifelink. That'd be neat. See, Bitter Blossom's awfulness helps explore design space. It is a good in that regard. I'm just glad dinosaurs didn't make the list. Yeah, I can think the dinosaur deck is like Neoform. Do we have that in here? Neobrand? Did I put Neobrand in here? Was it on here and we voted off, or did I just forget to write it down? I think Neobrand is supposed to be in here. I can't remember. Maybe we already voted on it. If I forgot to put it on here, I'm gonna put it on here. Okay, Spirits is gonna get saved, so it's like a race between Hollow One and post-ban ad nauseum. Okay, I'm gonna put Neobrand in here because the deck is pretty terrible. And what are we down to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, so after this vote, we are going to use single votes to get down to our top 10. Yeah, we did not vote on it, but you did talk. Yeah, I did talk. I just forgot to write it down. Okay, looks like it is Hollow One and Spirits that survive. so we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Niftalite. Just 4 more. All right, so we're down to our we're getting down to the grinder here. Okay, so which, now this is just one. Now we're voting on one. Which is less bad? Okay, Neo Brand versus Slivers versus Blue Black Fairies versus Oops All Spells. And hold on, where's the music? It's time to get the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire song out. I need to find a version that's like on repeat for forever. Watch Brian Cook, the Epic Storm, play the current Neo Brand list. You'll never underestimate the list again. Looks like Oops All Spells is going to survive this one. Oops is playable at least, yeah. Did we do sponsors? Yeah, we did sponsors. Pretty late in the game. You guys are supposed to remind me when the music changes once. And Brian Cook is killing it with the combo decks. It's absolutely killing it. You can go find him at the Epic Storm on YouTube. All right, Oops All Spells is Oops All Spells survives. Next, what we're gonna vote on? We're gonna vote on. Okay, Martyr Proc. Do we have that on there already? Okay, hold on. Quad-sleeved Battle of Wits versus Elves versus Nivtalite versus Devoted Druid. Oh, Balder, thanks so much for the super chat. Maybe we shouldn't erase them off the list. Decks saved by the community could be resubmitted by Nikachu's forgetfulness. That's possible. Gaming the system like that, I see. Brian Cook played Cycle Storm in Pauper this week, if I recall. Yeah, he is a huge fan of the Cycle Storm in Pauper. It's so weird seeing like Cycle Storm being a thing. You can't escape Storm, no matter what format you play. You play Modern, you play Legacy. Yeah, even if you play Pauper, you can't escape Storm. Help, I'm stuck on the screen. What did I do? Oh, just refresh. Alright, looks like Elves is gonna get saved. It's gonna get voted off of worst modern deck island. Have you done a top 10 modern sleeper decks? We could do that. We could definitely do that. I've not done that one before. I'm not sure what would qualify as a sleeper deck, but you know, whatever. It's a community based. This whole thing is community based. You guys vote for the options and then you vote them off. All right, Elves is saved. Elves is saved on the list. All right, well now what's next? How far are we down? It's down to. Ooh, do we have 2 more to vote off? I think we have 2 more to vote off. Okay, so next will be, I think, Neo Brand. I'm trying to think what are the best decks on this list. It's hard. Nivtalite. Devoted Druid. And sure, Blue Black Fairies. All these lists are terrible. That's true. Yesterday I saw some dude selling his mono red Storm deck for EDH. Now I want to buy it. Alright, look, good luck. The whole community is sleeping? I once built a Pauper Storm list with Carvex Torch. Is Enchantress on the list? I want it to be viable, but it isn't. You know, we're gonna lump it in with this Enduring Ideal list. Witherfang is like, I'm a fairy boy, and thus I'm destined to vote fairies. We miss putting Jeskai Ascendancy on. I guess that's fair. Okay, we can put it in on the end, and then we'll vote it against something else, and then if Ascendancy sticks, then it will stick. I really don't know if Niv to Light is better than Neobrand, though I'm pretty sure Niv is more consistent. And we've got... Okay, it looks like Neobrand, you survive. Brian Cook, you've brought glory to Neobrand. Congratulations. And I think now that we are going down to the very last one, like I'm just saying, Enduring Ideal is clearly garbage, clearly garbage, clearly garbage, clearly garbage, clearly garbage, clearly garbage, clearly garbage. It has to be between these four last lists. Is that fair? Or do people want me to put, like, post-ban eggs or Martyr Proc on this thing? I mean, maybe we give Martyr Proc another chance or something. Okay, I'm gonna give Martyr Proc a chance again. And then we put Niv to Light, Devoted Druid, and Slivers. Slivers. I need to arrange myself the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire song on loop. Fairies is good if you bring it to your local meta rather than a global meta. What is that supposed to mean? So Fairies is good if your opponents suck? Is that what you're trying to say, Witherfang? It's good in the local meta where they don't know what they're doing. And you can loot, and you can beat them with anything. Only decent deck remaining are Niv and Devoted decks. Okay, we'll put also Jeskai Ascendancy. Pauper's Storm Engine cards are just so insane. Stuff like Energy Tap, Song of the Damned, and Burnt Offering just make buckets of mana. They've got a lot of mana in there. See, in Modern, we ban the mana, not the win conditions. In Pauper, they ban the win conditions, not the mana. It's a different world over there in Pauper. I still think it's unbalanced as hell. All right, Niv to Light survives. I think that's a very reasonable take. All right, so, okay, we have close to our top 10. We're going to try out Jeskai Ascendancy in this list. Someone mentioned it. We can throw in some last minute Ascendancy, and then in its place we'll put the other reasonable decks. Devoted Druid. What else was reasonable? Devoted Druid, Slivers, I guess, and Blue-Black Fairies. This is gonna be tough. Seriously, I want you to play Cycle Storm. I'm not really a combo deck player. I don't have the brain for that thing. It requires a completely different skill set. People like Brian Cook are a very special breed that can play decks like this. They think about the game very differently than, say, a tempo player, or an aggro player, or an attrition-based player. Wow, Devoted Druid is about to be saved. Like, looks like a Jeskai Ascendancy deserves to be on the list. Do you know what we could also put? Enchantress. We'll put Enchantress on here. And we'll put that to a vote over these other three dummies. We'll do one more. I think you could pull it off. I don't think so. I don't think so. I could go in blind with mono blue fairies because you know, being a tempo player is just in my soul. But outside of that, I don't think so. It's really hard. I picked it up for the first time and I went a perfect 0-6 just going off at the wrong times. Yeah, it's a completely different skill. Alright, Devoted Druid gets voted off the island. Alright. So you're not one of the worst modern decks out there, Devoted Druid. So we're going to now... What? This is the last hit. This is the last one. Okay, so it's going to be blue-black fairies. Oops. Pull blue-black fairies. Blue-black fairies versus slivers versus Jeskai Ascendancy versus Enchantress. Go. And we'll have our top 10 worst modern decks. 8-Rec got voted off. Not worst modern deck. Yeah, Fairies has been put to the test. It's just gonna stick there. Seems like it's you know, we have quite a tribal crowd here, and I'm surprised that they did not vote off slivers or fairies. They did not come to the rescue. They're like, you know what, even the tribal players hate slivers and fairies. Which is a funny thing. And it looks like Enchantress, you know, it had its time, it had its shot, but it's not, it does not deserve to be on worst modern deck island. Does not deserve it. Anyway, Palpatine's happy. Palpatine's doing great today. Everyone loves slivers, right? They're just not playable in modern. I guess so. That could be a thing. A lot of tribals being worst deck candidates really says a lot about the state of modern. They were candidates, but they didn't end up on here for forever. All right. So Enchantress does not make it. And our top 10. Oops. All right, our top 10 worst modern decks. Enduring Ideal. Martyr Proc. Post-ban Eggs. Post-ban Ad Nauseam. Quad-sleeved Battle of Wits. Cheerios. Zombie Infestation. Blue-black Fairies. Sorry, Takahashi. We're very sorry. Very sorry, sorry. Slivers. And Jeskai Ascendancy. That's it. Those are the top 10 worst decks in Modern. There it is. Hope you enjoyed it all. If you like this and you want to give other suggestions for what kind of Coffee and MTG topics we can vote on, let me know in the comments section below. So, as usual, we do this Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. I got a P.O. box if you want to send me anything. Thank you so much for the support. Everyone becoming a YouTube member and everyone who's super chatting, because the super chats and the membership they make me let me know that this is worth showing up every single morning. And you guys, you love it. I know you love it, so we're going to keep doing this for a very long time into the future. So thank you very much, though, to everyone who showed up, because if you don't show up, well, we can't have a discussion. We wouldn't have democracy. So keep brewing up those coffees, everyone, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at